Right, it's back out here again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that door up to here and set it up on this table, get myself sort of sorted out because I want to start doing those repairs in that corner, get those patches welded in. So I just use my old phone at the moment, so I'll get everything set up. The other day we actually got this going again and threw some speakers up here, if you can see that. I'm doing it, brighten this down a little bit. So threw some speakers up here, at least we can listen to some music while we're out here. And when I'm listening to it I can just speed up footage, doesn't matter too much. Just turn it off when we need to talk. So yeah, I'll get everything out. I'll just put a bit more juice in my phone because I've been using it a little bit this morning. Just before I start videoing, so I'll set my old phone up close for welding, and I'll set the other phone up a little bit further away, just so I don't get weld splatter and shit all over it, whereas the old one doesn't matter so much. So I can get a bit more better footage, so I'll get ourselves set up and we'll get videoing. So got this piece in, got that bit in, ground that down, cleaned that up, and obviously weighted up some of the other little bits and pieces. So you seen I just started making up that. I don't know what. I was just going through the footage before, and I don't know what happened to the phone. For some reason, it just recorded the last little piece, but the piece when this was recording, which was probably about 40 or 50 minutes, or if for some reason it didn't save it. I don't know, maybe when I stopped it or something like that, I don't know, just something didn't go right anyway. But anyway, so I sprayed some of this black zinc in here, which is like a rust protection. So I just sprayed a bit of that in there, and then after we put that in, I'll go back in there and we'll put a heap of that bloody rust converter in here as well, just to try and help protect it all. Because unfortunately I haven't got any weld through primer, but we'll get in here and, you know, like we've got some reasonable access to let it run around here, so hopefully that'll give us some decent protection. And add earlier on, unfortunately I'm still using my old phone because my other phone's almost, well, not almost flat, but it's close. So he's been stripping all the paint off from around here. I'm going to go back around here and touch up a little few pinholes and bits and pieces that we're just going to try and tidy up a little bit. We welded it up last time, just make a few little spots neater eventually. But I'll get back into making the panel up, get that all trimmed up and ready to fit in. I just roughly cut it out there before and started shaping. So yeah, like it's way too high, but yeah, we'll trim a bit down to it and get it all fitting properly and get it welded in. And then yeah, we'll carry on doing some other bits and pieces and get this door cleaned up and ready, and carry on. Righty. Alrighty, so a bit of an update. So, as you can probably seen, and unfortunately I've been having problems with the cameras, freaking keep recording. But anyway, so I finished that other, which one was it? This one. Finished that up. Got that all sorted again. I've gone round the other ones and just tidy up some of the little pinholes that sort of had missed when we ground off and had sort of gone back over. Tidying this up, realised that there was a bit more rust that we could sort of just see poking through here, so we thought we'd better deal with that, but we'd have to go get some more panel steel because we haven't got really anything. I've just got little bits and pieces left, so this was definitely well worth cutting off. So we'll get that sorted and then hopefully in the next day or two. But I'll get this welded up and cleaned up. My dad's spent the last while pulling all the bumpers and lights and chrome and bits and pieces off. He's been going around cleaning up some of the jams. You possibly might see it in the background of some of the clips. So yeah, he's been going around doing those things. Plus cleaning up doors, getting paint off the insides and stuff. Well, I've still got to do some of them, but yeah. But that's what's been happening in the meat just recently anyway. So we'll go have a coffee and we'll come out here and do a bit more, and then I'll try and get a video up. Alrighty guys, so I'll just do a bit of an update and call it quits here for the video anyway. But so I've just been, this door here, I've been going around and tidied up a few bits and pieces we weren't 100% happy with from the repairs we did before, mainly just a few pinholes and bits and pieces. And obviously when we gone around with wire brush and stuff, there was a few places that sort of needed to go over. Cut the corner out of that to fix this stuff that was just starting to break through that we noticed. So there was just a couple little pinholes in here when we sort of started cleaning things up again, just like that other door that we sort of started the other day. It was sort of the same. That was a bit from that other door. This was, like as I said earlier on, this was definitely well worth taking off. You can sort of just see there from a nail there, like there's a bit that's just starting to break through. So we got a little bit of panel steel there. Borrowed it from the well, not borrowed it. Got a small piece from one of the local panel beaters. Got enough just to obviously make these couple of patches up to fit in the corner of that door. This is the one I did earlier. Did the repairs on the inner structure, and then put this corner back in. So that's the original piece that was on here. Put that back in, and then I obviously made that other piece. I actually cut this in 2 or 3 places. I had a real bitch fight with phones today. I don't know what's going on. My good camera, which is the one I'm holding now, it kept, I don't know, like it was videoing fine from what I could worked out, but for some reason it didn't save the footage. I don't know what was going on. It was weird. But I did notice when I went back into the settings of my camera, I'd been playing around with some settings. I had it switched into a different what do I want to call it, like a different, slightly different format. And I don't know whether it was that when I was doing long videos, sort of like 20, 30, 40 minutes long and just letting it video, for some reason when I turned it off, I think because it was so long it wouldn't save it for some reason or something stupid. But anyway, doesn't matter. But I managed to get enough footage anyway. But it would have been nice to have some of the extra angles, but at times. But got that fixed. We'll get that one fixed probably tomorrow or whenever, shortly anyway. As I said, Dad's been pulling all the bits off this. We're getting this actually really stripped down now. He's got all the chrome off around the tops of the roof and doors and bits and pieces. Got a couple of pieces to come off. So he's got the boot lid off now because I went inside a little bit earlier on. You'll see he's got the boot lid, trunk lid off. That's one thing we actually, Dad, when he was going back through pulling a lot of these things off, a lot of these pieces were actually put on very sort of, some of these light bits and pieces like the tail lights and stuff were almost finger tight, like they weren't really tight at all. He said it didn't take much to get any of them off, apart from trying to figure out how to get them off, but once he got in there and worked it out, yeah, they weren't on there terribly tight. Bumper was a bit of a pain, but yeah. So we're getting there, so hopefully it won't be too much longer before we sort of get the rest of this all cleaned up. So basically we've only got those couple of chrome strips to come off on the body, and then probably just a bit of farting around with this front stuff, get that off, and then we can actually tear into the rest of the paint and sort of get that done. And I think probably once I get that door sorted, we'll whip back into these and get these last little pieces here sorted and get the inner panels in probably. Because I think in another week, I think Mum and Dad are buggering off again. Because the young fella's birthday's Sunday. And I got a cousin's 50th this weekend as well. It's her birthday, I think Friday, but we're having a party for her Saturday. So yeah, so I've got a wee bit going on, but yeah, I think we're at the point now where we can almost sort of tear into the body, get the paint off this. Once we get a few more bits and pieces off, but I think Dad's going to ditch the tow bar. But yeah, not far away, so we'll get this door sorted. That was a piece of copper that I was using inside that door there earlier on. And some of that, there was an extra little bracing piece that had a bit of a rusty spot on it, so I just went in there and just built it up and ground it off and poked that in there. So yeah, what else can I tell you? I think that'll do. I'll just flip the camera around and I'll have a quick wee yarn to you. So anyway, I think that'll do. So please like, share and subscribe and all that sort of stuff. I've got a couple of channels I want to do a couple of quick shout outs on. There's a guy in the UK, I've been following him for just a little while. He does some really, really crazy stuff. Obviously they're very limited to the vehicles they can put on the road over there. Well, it must be very awkward to get some things on the road, but I've been watching him. What's his name? Paul, I think it's Paul Bacon. He's got a custom shop over there, but he's basically everything's doing in fiberglass. But he's just in the middle, or he actually might be just about finished. He turned one of those London taxis into a 50s F100, and it's like some of the fab work, just shaping and stuff like that. I'm not really a fiberglass man. I'd much prefer to make something in steel, but the skill to actually make the shapes and do it well and pull off that is pretty impressive. He's doing a pretty cool job. It's something completely different to what we would do here, but you don't see a lot of guys doing fiberglass type work on YouTube. Well, there probably is, but he's sort of the first one I've seen just make stuff from scratch and just whip stuff up. Yeah, quite impressed. He's only got about 300 odd subscribers, but like once he sort of catches on, a few people pick him up. It'll be one of those ones that goes because there's some pretty cool, crazy concept stuff that he's building. He's built some pretty wild things out of some. When you realise what some of the things are built out of, you go, huh? Like he's got this. It looks like a sort of 50s. Yeah, I don't know what you would call it. Like it almost looks like it's a 50s custom, but it's built out of a late 80s Citroen. It's just bizarre. It's like you look at it, you go, what? But yeah, when you actually that's one of his first cars he ever built. And it was just, when you look at it, you go, wow, that's pretty cool. But then when you actually realise what it's built out of and what he did to build it, it's like you just going, really? So he's pretty clever. So that's one. And obviously go catch up with the boys from Penny's Hot Rods and Customs, Corey and the boys. They've got some cool videos. I actually need to catch up on a couple of these. I haven't seen the last few, but I've seen there's been a few pop up recently. But yeah, they're starting to pump up the subscribers. I think they're over 2,000. When I first caught their channel, they're barely 100 or a bit more. But yeah, they're starting to bound through some subscribers. So go watch them too. The Penny's Hot Rods and Customs. And go watch Dave from Scott Rods. He's really funny. He's done a pretty sweet job on that 36 Chev. His channel's really starting to take off as well. And Jeff and Dave at Sobering Restorations, they had a bit of a break there for a while from doing videos, but I see they popped one up there just the other day. So you go check them out. And obviously Arco from Outlaw Edge, which is Minnesota Outlaw Customs, which hopefully will be there soon. Who else can I think of? I'll throw another couple in there if I can think. Bad Hombre's Garage. Go over and check him out. He's doing that Model A, and he bought a little Jeep there a wee while ago. He's been doing a little work on that. He's getting really close to the Model A. Go check that out. He's got some good content too. Who else? I'm sort of just trying to think of some of the ones I've been watching recently. I think that'll do. I'm just trying to think of some of the other ones that I've just come across recently. There's been some newer ones too that have popped up. As I think of them, I actually need to write a little bit of a list, did some more, but I can't think what the channels are called on video. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe, and go check out those few channels. I'll try and post the link in the video in the what do you call it? Description. That's the one. Cheers, guys. Thanks.